Welcome to our beautiful Tuesday tea time. Paying homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. Really holding ourselves in kindness and in the container of the joy that being in the practice provides us as a Sangha together, because we are beginning to understand directly the teachings of the Buddha, and we have those enlightened beings of the current lineage of the Buddha and those before him who have found out for themselves and shown us the way with some basics, and also welcoming each other, our age, our ethnicity, our cultural heritage, our religious backgrounds, and our socioeconomic group, and our abilities, our sexual orientation, and our gender identity. Welcoming everyone to study and practice together for the benefit of all beings and for this living earth. Recognizing suffering caused by biases and prejudices and systems of power and oppression, that we aspire to do no harm and to dismantle barriers that cause separation and suffering. And that our liberation is really interconnected with the liberation of each other in our group and to all. Taking a moment within our hearts to acknowledge those ancestral beings that really stewarded the land before us, those native tribes that we know in our area, respectfully acknowledging the indigenous communities. And being grateful for their knowledge, their creativity, their resilience. And also acknowledging the Asian ancestors of our Buddhist lineages. That come from so many countries before it came to America. Sri Lankan Buddhists, Chinese Buddhists, Japanese Buddhists, Korean Buddhists, Thai Buddhists, Cambodian Buddhists, Vietnamese Buddhists, and the appreciation for these many immigrants that arrived from China and Vietnam and the Theravadan practicing countries of Southeast Asia, allowing it to be established both here in America and for our Western teachers who went east and brought it back for our discovery, that we use all that we have collected and understood to get back to the simple practice of sitting quietly, calming the mind, stilling the body, through the practice of just seeing clearly what is arising. Letting ourselves take a few long, relaxing breaths. Just letting the breath come in and fully letting it out. Making a sound if you feel like, and sometimes still isn't how you feel right away. We can rock in place or circle in place, whatever feels good for finding balance as we embrace ourselves. Letting that sense of a wave of body scanning or relaxation flowing through the body in whatever way works for you. Maybe taking more deep breaths, or maybe letting the sense of relaxation happen in the muscle groups behind the eyes and in the face, the jaw, the shoulders. Notice with mindfulness what is arising. We may notice sensations in the body. We may notice various mental states arising and passing away. We can notice when we might feel greedy about something, or when we don't feel greedy. Always good to acknowledge those states when there's non-ill will in the mind, as well as when there may be ill will. We can have mindfulness be present for noticing the discerning mind. We can also wake up to noticing when the mind seems ignorant. or when it's contracted or expanded, whether it's scattered or concentrated. We observe these states as they appear and disappear. At the same time, noticing awareness appearing and disappearing with each of these, whether it's a mental state or whatever object our attention is focused on. The object arises, mindfulness is there, awareness is present. We stay with it. We notice when it leaves. The object disappears, the awareness disappears, and they come together the next time we're aware of what's happening in the heart and in the mind, in the body, in feelings. Mindfulness of the mind states. Without doing anything specific about it and without really getting involved, without really following the thought or the feeling, we can watch as each state or each quality rises and falls, rising and falling. If we want to zero in more on the single object of the breath, we can develop concentration there, wherever we feel it most easily. And broaden our attention out later. To whatever comes into our awareness. Without trying hard, just relaxing into the natural state of the mind, the heart, the body, recognizing the arising and passing away, the impermanent nature. That wherever we are looking, we may discover that there's no permanent entity, no permanent sense of self. Everything is in flux and everything is in flow, and it's all a process that we can hold in kindness and compassion and joyousness and equanimity. We can allow the qualities of the Brahma-viharas to hold us as we practice vipassana and insight to see clearly what's arising. If we get overly concentrated or seem to be challenged with maybe the mind is trying to do too much, we can rest back and the gentleness and the kindness of the Brahmaviharas, particularly kindness and compassion. We're simply in this constant flow of changing moments of the mind. We can't control the process, and we don't have any choice but to keep letting go easefully. Having enough resolve and just the right amount of effort to continue having interest in what's happening, and in noticing sometimes that when we let go, we can experience joy right there, and we have a taste for an instant freedom and happiness. That freedom is a minute section of the goal of the Buddha's path. We can begin to know that the mind can be used to gain wisdom. As we notice that hindrances may arise, I'm reminded of the advice that Sayadaw U Tejaniya gives when he says, when you have emotions like worry, anxiety, and fear, pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. Don't get lost in the thoughts or get carried away by the feelings. In this way, you can learn how your thoughts affect your feelings and how your feelings affect your thoughts. And you will recognize certain harmful patterns, and this will enable the mind to let go. So when we have various emotions arising, may we pay attention to both the thoughts and the feelings without getting lost as best we can, and learning how each of them affects each other, and recognizing when, if something's unskillful, we can gently turn away and go more toward wholesome thoughts, skillful thoughts and feelings, encouraging ourselves to be kind and compassionate when things look challenging, or even when we fall into a storyline. We can just let it go when we notice it and carry on, return to the breath, or carry on from where we are. Nurturing moment-to-moment awareness. Noticing when we wake up, when we begin again in the next moment. Remembering that moment of joy at the release of letting go. The release of letting go of where we were, what we were caught in, if it wasn't right there in mindfulness, with awareness being present. It's this very moment and this very life that we take responsibility for. This very fleeting moment passes more quickly than we can say, but as we use each moment skillfully, we can eventually have moment-to-moment awareness, continuity of mindfulness, resulting in insight. Beginning again whenever we notice we're lost in thought or confused about what's going on. Just beginning again. Holding ourselves gently and kindly, nurturing that place in the heart and mind that we know ourselves to be kind. Sometimes we see it more clearly when we're kind to someone else, maybe not so kind to ourselves. Whatever way we can connect to that feeling of kindness. Maybe we think of someone else first. And as we hold ourselves here in kindness, in that softness of the heart, letting that feeling flow to a close friend. We can be at ease. May there be easefulness and well-being in our hearts, surrounding our friend in our heart space. Holding them in freedom from anxiety, freedom from suffering, freedom from ill will. May we let that kindness and compassion include others in our circle. A benefactor or another teacher, a child, an animal, a Dhamma teacher. Letting this kindness spread to other beings. Allowing the nurturing of this feeling. Sometimes it doesn't feel like much, but it's an intention of kindness, an intention of compassion. Emanating from a place that we know we touch of kindness within ourselves, to include a friend, another friend, a teacher, or a benefactor, letting it open up to other beings, being a spacious sense of kindness to all. You might have a neutral person that comes to mind. Maybe there's a difficult person that comes to mind. We can expand this sense of well-being. Just as I wish to be happy, I know that you and others also wish to be happy. Without prying the heart open, just letting warmth include others. We develop it around our sense of people that we know, and we expand it to others that we don't know. May all these beings, all beings everywhere, be free from harm, safe and protected. May they have ease in their lives. When things are difficult, may they have compassion for themselves, not be too hard on themselves, find ease. May we do the same for ourselves. May all beings everywhere be free from anxiety, free from ill will, find happiness and the causes of happiness. Anicca vata sankara, upadavaya domino, upakitava merochanti, te samvapasamo sukho. All conditioned things arise and pass away. And seeing this clearly with mindfulness brings the greatest happiness, which is peace. And as we let this mindfulness stay with us, moment to moment mindfulness, slowly opening our eyes, letting awareness come into that present moment of opening the eyes, what it feels like to open and blink and close and open, and including that kindness to others in our circle. as we gain more understanding of mindfulness and what it means when we can let the mind be flooded with gratitude, that we have a new and improved way of looking at ourselves and each other at the end of a practice. Thank you for your practice. May it be of great benefit to you and all beings.